Audiobooks presents Doctor Who, Empire of Death by Scott Handcock. Based on the BBC television adventure by Russell T Davies. Read by Susan Twist. Chapter 1. The Same Woman. The end began on a sunny day in a park in Pennsylvania. On the horizon, Ruby's Sunday could just about make out the red brick outline of Lincoln University. It occurred to her in that moment that she'd never had much chance to travel the world before meeting the Doctor. She'd always hoped to visit America. Her friend Trudy was always suggesting a long weekend in New York. And now, here she was, on a bench, in a colourful rayon dress and peep-toe shoes, watching the world go by. In 1946. She never got bored of that, arriving in a different place at a different time. Sometimes she had to remind herself how it had felt when she first met the Doctor. He'd literally swept her off her feet, or rather, some goblins had. Rescued her with a pair of intelligent gloves, gone back in time to save her whole life on the day she was born, then whisked her away to prehistoric Wyoming in his TARDIS. A sophisticated space-time machine from a long-lost civilization, which looked like a police box and was somehow bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. Ruby never quite understood how that worked, but what did that matter? She was too busy enjoying the ride. Not that this was a holiday, of course. The Doctor meant business. Ever since their departure from Fine Time, something had troubled him. Something bigger than just that planet and its disturbing inhabitants. It concerned somebody they'd seen there, glimpsed on a screen. Her name was Penny Pepperbean. She'd looked familiar, and with good reason. Wherever they went, whatever the period, they'd see the same cheerful older woman clear across the universe. Her identity changed, and her species might alter, but the face was always identical. Sometimes she'd appear to them in person. Other times she was just an image barely noticed, but she was always present somewhere, simply existing. But who was she, and why did she keep on appearing? Enough was enough, the Doctor decided. He selected a location at random, an ordinary day in the 1940s, an ordinary place, and changed into a burgundy zoot suit. Then he sat on a park bench with Ruby, quietly spying, until a figure in the distance caught his attention. It was a man, middle-aged and smartly dressed in a suit and tie, on his way to meet a friend. "That's Paul Robeson," whispered the Doctor, pointing the stranger out to Ruby. "The singer?" she asked. The Doctor nodded. "Singer and actor. First African-American to play Othello on Broadway. Footballer and activist. Right now, in 1946, he is fighting the fight with the help of his good friend." Ruby followed the Doctor's gaze, watching as Paul Robeson approached an older man in his 60s, wearing a conservative grey suit, but with an explosion of thick white hair and matching moustache. To Ruby, this other man looked almost like Albert Einstein, the Doctor confirmed. "Say that again," said Ruby. "That's really him." The two men greeted each other warmly, shaking hands before sitting down. "They're good mates." The Doctor's smile faltered at a chirrup from the sonic screwdriver. "The point is..." He turned his head to follow the signal. "Her." The Doctor pointed out a nanny pushing a pram. Almost every part of her body was concealed, dressed as she was in a thick black coat, matching hat, and white linen gloves. But her face was unmistakable all the same. "Everywhere we go, the same woman."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?